okay? The second house deals with your money, your finances, and your value system. So with the Queen of Wands, this is a very, very powerful card, and it indicates a person taking charge of their responsibilities, delegating responsibilities, taking care of things in a very structured, matter of fact, in a very courageous manner. So whatever, if you're dealing with like customer service, for example, if you're dealing with complaints from the company or the environment that you work in, what it indicates to me is this is a person that does not shy away from conflict. They want to resolve things, and they don't back down from a fight. It's not a confrontational energy, but I feel like it is a person that's very no nonsense. When there's a problem, they get their hands dirty and they fix it. So I feel that you're doing a lot of damage control. You're doing a lot of fixing up, and you're doing a lot of like, getting things straightened out, getting things in order. So as it relates to your money house and your finances, you know where to look, you know how to branch out, you know how to connect with other people in order to land contracts, in order to secure financial abundance for yourself, and in order to, take control of your work situation. So this is a very dynamic, ambitious, goal-oriented type of an energy, and it looks really good. As it pertains to your values, I usually think of this card as the card of the mother. I feel that value system is greatly imbued from the maternal side of the family. Okay, so if you were raised by your mother, even if your parents were divorced when you were young, or divorced recently, I feel like this card basically means that the mother figure might have been somebody that was very strong, very courageous, and somebody that is I almost want to say that passed down the qualities of, somebody who's hardworking, who's ambitious, who takes on a lot of responsibilities and knows how to, she knows her capabilities, she knows her strength. So I feel that a lot of a value system passed through from the maternal side of the family, okay? Maternal, I almost want to say like grandmothers as well. I feel like a lot of you might have like a very, very strong maternal vibe within your household, where you really admire, look up to, and you imbue the values that was passed down through the maternal side. Not that the paternal side doesn't have anything to offer. It's just, I feel this coming through strongly. This is somebody that not only, can handle their professional life, their public image, and their work responsibilities, but they also run the home, keep the home very clean in a very meticulous manner as well. Now, in terms of your third house rules early communication and also your siblings. We do have the moon in the reverse position. So this is a card about enlightenment, okay? So whatever has been very hazy, very fuzzy, kind of convoluted, and there wasn't a lot of clarity, I feel that the communication comes through that is going to shine light on all of these things that might have been hidden or that might have been very confusing for you. So this is a card about, mental clarity, the fog lifting, and having all the information so that you are kind of like, so that you can take charge, so that you are feeling good about yourself and you're not feeling as if you're confused. So if you have recently, I feel like if you are recently, looking for work or even left a job behind, I do sense that there's more opportunities, and I feel almost as if there will be a lot more information regarding that last job that you left filtering through for this month. You might hear about some previous situation that might have happened, or you might have realized, what exactly happened that led to that demise. Okay, so there's a lot of clarity coming through when it comes to your communication, and I feel that you are communicating in a way that is also clear and concise, but at the same time that takes into account the other people's emotional needs. So I feel like you are a problem solver this month. Okay, you're like taking care of things, you're counseling or advising people, and you're doing so in a way where you really take into account what they need in order to accommodate them. So this is a very good card. As it pertains to siblings, and this is not going to apply to all. Some of us are only siblings within the household, but take the information that applies to you. And I would also encourage you to watch your rising sign specifically for this spread, mainly because it deals with the natal chart of the of astrology. So watching your rising sign. So I would say like watch your rising sign, your sun sign, and then your moon sign. Okay. So sun and rising would be very important for this spread specifically. As it deals with your sibling, with the moon in the reverse position, this is a card about people coming together as well, okay? And this is kind of like some thorough communication happening between siblings coming together, seeing a situation in reality, like seeing it coming into clear focus so that we have like a common goal, so that we have a common mutual understanding as to how other people work. So if there has been some type of estrangement or some type of incompatibilities between siblings, at least now you know how to work with each other. So I do feel like, in some ways, this might have been working at cross purposes with each other, having different goals. You could even have the same goals, but just different ways of doing things. So this is a card about compromise and coming together. It's a good balancing act for you guys. Fourth house deals with family, the family that you grew up with and the family that you create right now. And it also deals with the mother. So let me talk about the family that you're creating right now, the family unit that you're in, the actual living structure that you have created for yourself. We have the Nine of Cups in the reverse position. So if you are living in a space right now, I feel like there is an element here about this space where it's not like the ideal situation, okay? I do see an environment where it seems like they're saying there's a lack. This is a card about indulging in abundance, okay? And just overall, it's a positive card that indicates abundance. So in the reverse, it feels to me like there's a little bit of lack. And I'm getting specifically lack of privacy. So I don't know if you're living with like other people, you're sharing space with other people, and it feels almost as if there's just a lot of people around. You don't have a moment of peace. You don't have your own privacy. And then on the extreme end, you could be sharing even a room with another person. And it just feels a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit cramped, and almost as if you don't have the privacy. It's not the ideal situation, but I feel that it is still very doable. It's still very manageable. And so I do sense if you are dealing with this, it's a good idea to start sorting this out, because family life or environment is actually very important. So if you're dealing with this, don't let it, exacerbate and get worse like during the other months, the subsequent months as we move into January. To get this situation taken care of right now, because it can snowball. Okay, just something to think about. What I'm also feeling as well with the Nine of Cups is I get this sense of like the walls closing in. So claustrophobia for some of you, feeling almost as if, so lack of privacy is what I'm seeing, the main focus. I do see dirty dishes, people using dishes and not cleaning them right away. So that can be a little bit of a sore spot for you guys, so talk to your roommates, talk to whoever it is that you're living with. Okay. I see like a kind of like a clutter and a messy environment. So I feel lack of space might be the problem here. What I'm also getting here as it pertains to the mother figure, and this is, whoever raised you. And if you are married, it could also indicate as well, the mother. But usually traditionally in the natal chart, this is the house of the mother. What I'm getting with the Nine of Cups is it's somebody who might be, on the surface, very polished, very, I want to say like very beautiful, dresses really well. And it's somebody who does care about appearance a little bit too much. Okay. I feel that, she has very good redeeming qualities and things like that. But I feel like it's somebody who might be, who might not make rational decisions. So it's like spending outside of their, income. So like being very extravagant with money, or somebody who could be like very, very calculating as well when it comes to money. I feel that this is somebody that you coming in for this year. This issue about, outer appearance and things like that coming through from the mother figure might be something that you will have to contend with for some time this year, and especially for this month of January. Okay. Fifth house deals with fun, recreation, and creativity. And we have here the Temperance card in the upright position. The Temperance card in the upright position is basically doing things in moderation. So overall, it is a very, very good card. So I feel like, in terms of how much you're going out and enjoying yourself this month, I feel like you're doing it in moderation. So if you have been doing that in the, like, if December was kind of wild and crazy because of the holiday season, then I feel like you're cutting back. And overall, this is a really good card that it indicates, being a little bit more responsible, being a little bit more, I want to say, like, you want to pick the options, like the options for going out that are worth it, worth the cost, worth the enjoyment, rather than going all out. And then I feel like it's in the upright position as well. So I feel like there's also a lot of opportunities for, outdoor activities, hiking, jogging, and things like that, as well as, nightly activities such as going out on dates and going out and having fun. And this is generally a very positive card. I'm getting a message here, so I'm just going to pull out one card for you just to see if there's anything we need to worry about with the Temperance card in the 5th house. I believe Capricorn got the same thing. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is showing up in the reverse position. So don't spend outside of your limits. Okay. I feel some of you might be in a situation where you're kind of like invited out with a big group, for example. And I feel like, the bills are being divided up between different people. And then somebody just, you might have to like, cover the expenses for somebody else. That's what I'm sensing here with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and also with the Nine of Swords. So just be careful about that. Okay. Keep cash on you at all times. It's good habit overall. And what I'm also feeling is in the mundane sense, I do sense that a lot of you, your income house, it seems very busy. It seems very, very loaded. So I feel that you might not have the time in order to do that. So I feel like you're squeezing in things to do, but you might not overall enjoy yourself. Okay. So choose activities wisely, choose the people that you want to see, and choose the places that you want to go to, because I feel like you're going to be hitting the ground running pretty much in your career sector, in January. And so, reserve the time for the people that are actually important, for the outings that are actually important. So I feel like you're cutting back on going out in general. Okay. Which is fine. I feel like that's a responsible thing to do. 6th house deals with your health, your work, and your daily routine. We have here the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords, this is waiting on communication. Okay. So I feel like a lot of you might be waiting on getting called back from clients, getting news back from like possible employers, or getting some type of communication back and forth. And I feel like very swift communication, emails, for example, phone calls. Keep those lines free. And, check your emails, refresh your browser, check your emails on a regular basis, because this is a lot of communication coming through in very, very fast channel. Okay. In the work environment too, I do see a lot of people who might be in sales. I do see a lot of people who might do like human resources, being a position where they're doing human resources, or they're in they're in charge of shipping, transport, or something like that. And I feel that there's a lot of like clients that you need to rearrange things with. So I feel this is a very busy energy. As it relates to your daily activities, like your daily routine, with the Page of Swords, this also indicates a lot of communication as well. And what I feel is in your daily routine, there's a lot of like, waiting for somebody. So I keep seeing, an environment, a home environment that's a little bit crowded. And then somebody is waiting for somebody else to finish up using the bathroom before they can get ready in the morning. And likewise, somebody waiting on somebody to use the bathroom before they can get ready to go to sleep. So I feel like there is a lot of like waiting energy. There's a little bit of a sore spot when it comes to the family environment. Okay. Let me see. Health. With this card, there's communication regarding health issues as well. I feel like it's a very neutral energy. It's in the upright position. So there's going to be a lot of clarity as it pertains to health. And I do feel as well, like losing weight, having a game plan, wanting to make some changes as it relates to like eating out, gaining weight or trimming down and things like that. Okay. So getting into shape is not just about losing weight. I feel like getting into shape, getting into that ideal shape that you want, taking better care of your health and eating things that will allow you to trim down a little bit. Okay. So trim down excess, trim down the fat, trim down excess calories is what I'm getting. So positive card. Now, seventh house, we do have the King of Swords in the reverse. The seventh house deals with your relationships. And this is romantic relationships as well as business partnerships. Okay. So this is like relationships, long-term partnerships. We have the King of Swords in the reverse position. So this is an air sign that you are dealing with. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, they're a sun, moon, or rising sign. Okay. The King of Swords in the reverse is somebody who is quite emotionally distant. They're kind of cold. And I feel that the way they communicate, it might be a little bit, it might cause you, might be a cause for concern for some of you. This is somebody who's not very emotionally expressive. They might feel things, but they don't know how to express it, or they choose not to express it. In the negative manifestation of this sign, it could be somebody withholding information, some information or news that might be distorted in order to serve a specific end. Okay. So I feel like some of you are involved with this person right now because it shows up in your, seventh house. So be careful about dealings, business dealings, also with relationships too. And I'm going to look into your relationship spread right after this reading. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and we're going to look at it a little bit more in depth in a little bit. So eighth house deals with joint finances. It's also the house of, sex, rebirth, regeneration, sex, death, rebirth, and regeneration. It's also considered a psychic house. And I'm just going to say this because the second house and the eighth house are kind of like across from each other. The second house deals with your money and your values, and the eighth house deals with joint finances, right? And it's also considered a psychic house as well. And with the King of Cups, this is your intuition kicking in overdrive, okay? And I feel what it is that you really need to trust your intuition. And I feel that no matter what people are telling you, you know like where you stand, and you don't budge. Okay. You are also a fixed sign, but I feel that the way that you come across, you know where you stand. And what I also feel with this is like you've been through some similar experience in the past where you might have been, lied to. And in whatever capacity, it's not always just, romance and things like that. Just overall, I feel like you might have been in situations where things might have been rough for you, and you don't want to do anything to land yourself back there, right? So you have a lot of psychic intuition coming through in order to help you navigate a similar situation that is happening right now in the month of January. So really trust your intuition. Okay. As it relates to joint finances overall, what I do feel is you're dealing with somebody who possibly is a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this is somebody who is very, very loving, very, very generous. And I feel like they are providing not only the financial support, but I feel like they trust you with their finances, and they trust that you are sound of mind and that you are fair. What I'm also sensing is, this is a card, when it shows up, it indicates to me overindulging too. Somebody that is, they are prone to like emotional spending. So if you are living with family members, for example, or living with another person and you have joint finances together, I feel that they might be in the red and they might need you to help them. Okay. So this person is retreating, and I feel your money coming to help them in some capacity. Okay. It could be for some of you a mother figure. because it echoes this Nine of Cups here. So it could be a mother figure. I'm sensing mother figure, and I feel like some travels possibly being depleted as well. Okay, so depleting your income. So some travel might have depleted your income as well. Okay, a joint income as well. So in terms of your ninth house, this deals with higher education, and it also deals with our philosophy, long distance travel as well. So religion, philosophy, higher education, and long distance travel. I feel like there's some situation here in your home environment where it's not entirely satisfying.